Captain Alara Drayton stood on the bridge of the Haven's Pride, her eyes tracing the soft glow of distant stars. The ship had served humanity for decades, its hull marred by countless collisions, storms, and battles across the galaxy. Every dent and scratch told a story of survival, of courage, and of the determination to continue despite impossible odds. For Alara, the ship was not just a vessel. It was a living testament to humanity's resilience. "Captain, we are approaching the Corran Expanse," said Lieutenant Yolan, the ship's navigator. His voice carried the usual calm authority that came from years of experience. "The sensors are picking up faint energy fluctuations ahead." Alara frowned slightly. The Corran Expanse was a region rarely traveled. Its space currents were unpredictable, and previous expeditions had returned with little to report. Yet the readings were unusual. Energy fluctuations? How faint? She asked. "Intermittent," Yolan replied, tapping his console. "Not like any known signal. Could be debris, could be natural phenomena, or something else." Alara leaned on the railing, her gaze fixed on the stars. She had spent most of her life among the heavens, navigating humanity's fragile footholds among distant planets. She had learned one rule: when something unknown appeared in space, it was never harmless. But curiosity, tempered with caution, had always led her crew to new discoveries. "Plot a course closer," she said finally. "We'll take a look, but maintain maximum shields and keep the engines ready for a sudden jump." "Understood, Captain." The Haven's Pride groaned softly as its ancient engines hummed to life. Though weathered and scarred, the ship's systems were kept in peak condition by a crew that valued every bolt and circuit. Engineers had spent countless hours patching, upgrading, and improvising, turning age into advantage. On this ship, every scratch told a story, every repaired panel carried memory, and every system had been coaxed to serve beyond its original design. Alara moved toward the viewport, watching the stars shift as the ship altered its course. "I want all hands on alert," she ordered. "Something tells me this is more than just a random energy reading." In the crew quarters, young engineer Mika Soren tapped rapidly at the interface console. Mika had grown up listening to tales of humanity's first deep space explorers. Inspired by the bravery of those who charted unknown regions despite danger, on the Haven's Pride, Mika found purpose in maintaining the aging ship. Keeping its engines alive and its systems humming, energy readings are unusual. "Captain," Mika said as she approached the bridge. Her eyes sparkled with a mix of excitement and nervousness. "It's faint, but there's a pattern, almost like a signal." Alara nodded. "Good work. Keep analyzing it. We need to know what we're dealing with before we get too close." The crew worked quietly, but efficiently, each member aware that the Expanse was known for sudden storms of charged particles, gravitational anomalies, and sudden shifts in space currents. Yet the faint signal persisted. Pulsing rhythmically through the instruments, hours passed as the Haven's Pride drifted closer. Finally, the source became clear: a small, seemingly derelict vessel, adrift in space. Its hull was covered in scars, twisted metal, and unrecognizable markings. The ship seemed ancient, older than anything humanity had encountered in this part of the galaxy. "Captain," Lon said, his voice tinged with awe, "it looks like it's been through centuries of travel. We can't tell if it's alien or human at first glance." Alara approached the viewport, feeling a familiar thrill of anticipation. "Prepare a boarding team," she said. "We need to find out who or what is out there. Keep all defensive systems on standby. We don't know if it's empty or alive." The crew prepared quickly. Weapons were checked, scanners calibrated, and protective suits inspected. The boarding shuttle lowered itself toward the derelict vessel, its exterior lights casting sharp beams through the surrounding darkness. Alara led the team herself, knowing her presence would inspire confidence among the crew. As the shuttle approached the vessel, a strange hum filled the air. The ship seemed to vibrate, as if it recognized the approaching humans. The boarding team's scanners flickered, picking up faint energy signatures within the ship, though nothing moved. Alara led the way into the vessel, its echoing on the hollow metal floors. Every corner of the ship was damaged, yet strangely intact. Hallways twisted at odd angles, and bulkheads bore marks of extreme heat and pressure. Mika examined a console, brushing off years of dust to reveal alien symbols etched into the metal. These symbols, they're not like any human language, Mika whispered, tracing the shapes with gloved fingers. But the ship is operational, at least partially. Lara's eyes narrowed. Partial operation or a trap? She muttered. She motioned for the team to remain alert. Suddenly, the ship's lights flickered, and a holographic display activated in front of them. It was an image of a humanoid figure, shimmering and faint. The figure spoke in a language unknown, but the ship's AI interface immediately translated. To those who come seeking knowledge, be cautious. We fell because we underestimated the universe. Learn from our mistakes. The message faded, leaving the humans with a sense of both wonder and unease. Ilara stepped back. This civilization faced dangers we can only imagine, she said, and yet some of their technology survived. We might learn from them if we are careful, Mika smiled, her nervousness replaced by excitement. Captain, I think I can access their main core. If I can interface with it, we could gain insights into navigation, energy systems, maybe even survival techniques. Do it, Ilara replied. But stay alert. This ship may have defenses we don't understand. Ours turned into what felt like days as Mika worked, deciphering alien schematics, activating dormant systems, and carefully logging every discovery. The ship seemed almost aware. Small doors opened, as if by intuition, and machinery responded before commands were given. It was as though the vessel itself was testing the humans, gauging their courage and determination. Finally, Mika found a chamber filled with maps, energy logs, and star charts. She gasped. Captain? These charts? They show systems far beyond our current knowledge. And these logs? They mention a galaxy-wide threat, something that wiped out their civilization. Ilara's face hardened. Humanity already faced countless dangers, rogue asteroids, collapsing stars, and political conflicts. Yet the thought of an unknown cosmic threat sent a chill down her spine. We need to bring this information back. Every colony, every ship. They need to know what's coming. As the team prepared to leave the derelict vessel, a sudden surge of energy rocked the ship. Lights flickered, alarms blared, and the floor beneath them vibrated. It was a testoral warning. Ilara gritted her teeth. Hold steady. We leave no one behind. The humans navigated the trembling corridors, carefully avoiding damaged bulkheads and unstable floors. They returned to their shuttle, carrying the knowledge and artifacts that could change the fate of humanity. As the shuttle pulled away, the derelict vessel remained silent. Its secrets partially revealed, partially hidden. The crew of the Haven's Pride stared at the ship, realizing that their journey had only just begun. The stars outside promised danger, wonder, and challenges that would test the very spirit of humanity. Ilara leaned back in her seat on the bridge, the ship's engines thrumming beneath her. Set course for the nearest colony, she said. We have information to deliver into Galaxy to prepare. Humanity has faced countless dangers before. We will face this one too, and we will endure. Gah! The Haven's Pride sailed onward, battered, scarred, but alive, a symbol of humanity's resilience. Beyond the ship, the stars glimmered, indifferent yet beautiful, calling to explorers brave enough to answer, and so, the first step of a new journey began. With weathered ships and courageous hearts venturing into the unknown, ready to face whatever lay ahead, the Haven's Pride glided through the silent void, carrying the precious knowledge gleaned from the derelict vessel. Every creak of its weathered hull reminded the crew of the countless journeys the ship had endured. Yet, unlike the other missions, this one carried a sense of urgency that was almost tangible. Captain Ilara Drayton paced the bridge, her mind racing with possibilities. Lieutenant Yalan, prepare a detailed report for the colonies, she said. This information must reach them as soon as possible. We cannot underestimate what we discovered. Yalan nodded, fingers flying over the console. It will take time to decode everything, Captain. The symbols alone are intricate. Even partial data could change our understanding of galactic navigation and survival. Alara leaned on the railing, her gaze drifting toward the glowing nebulae in the distance. Humanity had always survived by learning from mistakes, from triumphs, and from those who had faced challenges before them. The derelict ship's warnings were a reminder that even advanced civilizations could fall if they underestimated the universe. Meanwhile, Mika Soren remained in the engineering bay. Surrounded by alien machinery and displays, the technology was unlike anything humans had seen. Circuits that seemed to flow like liquid, energy conduits that pulsed in rhythm with some unseen heartbeat, and symbols that responded to thought as well as touch. "This is incredible," Mika whispered to herself. She traced a hand along a glowing panel. "It's like the ship itself knows what I'm thinking." Soft hum filled the room, as if acknowledging her words. The experience was unsettling, but inspiring. The young engineer's mind raced with ideas. If she could interface fully with the ship's core, she might unlock secrets that could help humanity navigate the coming threats. Alara entered the engineering bay, her expression a mixture of caution and admiration. "How goes it, Mika?" she asked. Mika looked up, eyes shining. "Better than I imagined. Some of their systems are operational. If I can connect fully to the core, we might learn navigation routes, energy management, and even defensive strategies they used against cosmic dangers." Alara nodded. "Good. But remember, we don't know if the ship has defenses we can't detect. Proceed carefully." Hours turned into a full cycle as Mika worked. The soft hum of alien machinery mingling with the steady vibration of the Haven's pride. Slowly, the ship's systems began to respond to human commands. Displays lit up with maps, charts, and data streams that revealed distant star systems and previously unknown gravitational currents. "This is beyond anything we've charted," Mika murmured. "Look at this, Captain. Entire sectors of the galaxy we didn't even know existed. And these coordinates routes through asteroid fields and nebulae that are perfectly navigable if you know how. The ship was built to survive anywhere." Ilara's eyes widened. "It's a lifeline, and a warning. Whoever built this ship faced the universe head-on. We could learn from their successes and their mistakes." Suddenly, the engineering bay shuddered. The hum of the alien ship intensified, sending ripples through the floors and walls. Lights flickered, and energy lines pulsed brightly. Alara stepped forward. "What is it?" Mika hesitated. "I think the ship is aware of us. Not like a human would be aware, but it recognizes our presence, maybe even our intentions." Alara felt a chill. Humanity had long dreamed of intelligent machines and self-aware technology. But standing here, witnessing a relic of another civilization react to them, made it real in a way no textbook ever could. "We need to respect it," Alara said firmly. "Learn what we can, but don't push it too far. We are guests in its memory." Meanwhile, aboard the bridge, Yalin monitored the ship's sensors. "Captain, I'm picking up faint signals. Almost like voices or echoes. They're not random. They repeat in cycles. It's as if the ship is trying to communicate something." Alara's jaw tightened. "Then we must listen carefully. Every echo could hold vital information." As night fell across the silent expanse, the Haven's pride drifted closer to the heart of the derelict ship. The crew, though weary from travel and work, remained vigilant. Every shadow, every creaking panel seemed to whisper secrets of a lost civilization. Mika finally succeeded in linking with the ship's core. Streams of information flooded her console, alien characters translating themselves into readable formats. She gasped at the first file she accessed, a record of star systems destroyed by unknown cosmic events. Each entry described a civilization lost to storms, gravitational anomalies, or energy surges beyond comprehension. "This is horrifying," Mika said, voice trembling. "They didn't just explore the galaxy, they fought to survive it. And they failed in many places." Lara placed a reassuring hand on Mika's shoulder. "Then we will not fail. Humanity has always endured. We learn, we adapt, and we survive. That is our strength." The team delved deeper, discovering logs that recorded not just losses, but victories. Tales of bravery, sacrifice, and ingenuity were etched into the alien databanks. One record detailed a crew that navigated through a collapsing star cluster using precise calculations, teamwork, and intuition. Another described a vessel that survived a storm of charged particles through clever use of shielding and energy. LRA absorbed every detail. They faced what seemed impossible, and still they fought. We can take inspiration from this. Humanity has faced impossible odds before. We will do it again. Yet, amidst the wonder, a lingering sense of danger remained. The ship occasionally pulsed with energy, corridors seemed to shift slightly, and shadows moved in ways that were difficult to explain. It was as though the vessel itself was alive, testing the humans who dared enter its halls. Jalen's voice interrupted her thoughts. "Captain, we are receiving another signal. This one seems to be a map, but it's incomplete and it leads to a location beyond the known galaxy. The readings suggest massive energy output, something that could be dangerous or valuable." Lara's brow furrowed. Dangerous or valuable. Either way, we must be cautious. Prepare the crew for an exploration team. We need to understand what lies at the other end before anyone else attempts it. The next morning, the boarding team assembled, checking their equipment and reviewing the alien maps. Each member understood the risk, but also recognized the opportunity. Humanity's survival had always depended on courage and intelligence, and this mission demanded both in equal measure. As they descended toward the coordinates indicated by the derelict ship, the Haven's Pride followed closely, its engines humming steadily despite its age. The journey was tense, the crew alert to every sensor reading. Every fluctuation in energy. Suddenly, the ship's communications panel crackled to life. A voice, distorted but unmistakably human in tone, whispered through the speakers, "Do not underestimate the universe, or the path you walk." Ilara's heart skipped a beat. "It's a warning," she said. "But from whom? Or what?" Jalen's fingers flew over the console. "Captain, the signal is coming from the coordinates themselves. Something is there, waiting." The Haven's Pride approached cautiously. The view outside the viewport revealed a massive structure, partially hidden by a swirling nebula. Its surface was cracked and scorched, yet vast corridors and towers could still be seen. The scale of it was breathtaking, a city or vessel far larger than anything humanity had constructed. Ilara's voice was steady, but filled with awe. "Prepare a full scan. We need to know what we're dealing with. This could be a treasure trove of knowledge, or a trap." As the ship's sensors mapped the structure, strange readings appeared. Energy fluctuations unlike anything in human records, pulsating in rhythm with an unseen pattern. It was alive, in a sense, breathing with the echoes of a long-lost civilization. Mika's voice broke the silence. "Captain, I think the derelict ship led us here. It wanted us to find this place, to learn, to survive." Ilara nodded, a mixture of caution and excitement filling her heart. "Then we proceed carefully. Humanity has faced the unknown before, and we have always prevailed. This will be no different. We learn, we adapt, and we endure." The Haven's Pride moved closer, the crew bracing for the challenges ahead. Beyond the swirling nebula and the massive ancient structure, secrets waited to be uncovered, secrets that could shape the future of humanity. And so, the journey continued with weathered ships and resilient hearts, venturing further into the unknown, determined to carry forward the lessons of the past and the hopes of the future. The Haven's Pride hovered just outside the massive ancient structure, its engines humming steadily as the crew prepared for the next phase of their mission. Every member of the team felt the weight of history pressing down on them. The structure was enormous, more a city than a ship, and its scars told stories of battles, storms, and survival. Captain Ilara Drayton stood at the viewport, her eyes tracing the intricate towers and corridors of the alien construction. "This is unlike anything humanity has faced," she said. "We must proceed carefully. One wrong move, and we could be lost." Lieutenant Yalin nodded. Scans show energy fields inside. They're uneven and unstable. The readings suggest automated systems, possibly defensive, but we can't be sure. Lyra's hand tightened on the railing. Prepare a boarding team. We go in, we learn, and we survive. The boarding shuttle detached, its small engines firing carefully as it descended toward the structure. Mika Soren checked her portable interface device one last time. Captain, the ship's systems will help guide us through some areas, but there will be zones we must navigate manually. We'll need courage, intuition, and teamwork. Then we rely on all three, Ilara replied. The shuttle docked with the outer hull, and the team entered through a wide gateway that seemed almost carved by time itself. The interior was dimly lit, the walls scarred by unknown forces. Every step echoed through vast chambers, and the air carried a faint hum, like the pulse of a heartbeat. Stay close, Ilara said. These halls may be empty, but the structure itself is alive in a way we do not understand. The team moved cautiously, scanners humming and lights sweeping across walls and floors. Suddenly, a section of the corridor shifted, walls rotating slightly, as if responding to their presence. Mika's eyes widened. It's testing us. The ship, or the structure? Wants to see if we can adapt. Yalin frowned. Adaptation tests are one thing, but structural shifts can also be dangerous. One wrong step could trap us. Lyra's gaze was steady. Then we proceed with caution. Observe, adapt, and move as one. The corridors led them to a chamber filled with holographic projections. Images of alien ships, star systems, and cosmic storms flickered in the air. The projections moved as if alive, showing past events in vivid detail. One scene showed a massive ship navigating through a collapsing star cluster, dodging streams of debris with precision and bravery. Another depicted a small crew repairing a damaged vessel while massive energy storms raged around them. Mika gasped. These are records of their history, their triumphs, and their failures. Ilara nodded. And we are learning from them. Every success, every mistake, they are lessons for us. Humanity can survive if we pay attention. As they moved deeper, the structure tested them further. Pressure plates, shifting walls, and sudden energy pulses created challenges that required quick thinking. One corridor closed suddenly, forcing the team to work together to unlock a panel and reroute power. Another chamber was filled with low gravity, requiring careful coordination to avoid injury. Through it all, Ilara's leadership shone. She directed the team calmly, inspiring confidence even in the face of danger. Mika, adjust the interface. Yolin, monitor for energy fluctuations. Everyone else, follow my lead. Hours passed as they navigated the trials. Each challenge seemed designed not to harm, but to measure the crew's intelligence, adaptability, and courage. The structure was alive but not malevolent. It was a test of resilience. Finally, they reached a central chamber, a vast hall filled with alien consoles and star charts. At the center was a massive sphere, glowing with energy and pulsing in rhythm with the structure itself. Mika approached carefully, her device syncing with the alien systems. It's a core, she said softly. This is where the knowledge is stored. The maps, the energy data, everything. And it's interactive. It responds to thought and action. Ilara stepped forward. Then we proceed carefully. We must learn what we can without triggering any defensive measures. Mika connected fully to the core, and streams of information flowed across her device. She gasped as she accessed logs describing cosmic storms, gravitational anomalies, and energy surges that had destroyed entire civilizations. Yet alongside the warnings were records of ingenuity, creativity, and courage, ways in which the aliens had survived impossible odds. This is amazing, Mika whispered. They faced disasters far beyond our imagination, and yet they found ways to endure. Their technology, their strategies. We can use them to protect humanity. Lyra's voice was calm but firm. Then we must remember everything. Humanity survives because we learn, adapt, and work together. We cannot fail. Suddenly the chamber trembled. Energy pulses surged around them, forcing the team to stabilize themselves. Walls shifted, consoles moved, and holographic projections flickered violently. Defensive measures. Yalan shouted. We triggered something. Ilara remained focused. Stay calm. Follow procedure. We adapt. The team worked together, using their knowledge of both human and alien technology to deactivate the surges. Mika rerouted, energy flows, Yalan monitored the systems, and Ilara coordinated their movements. Slowly the pulses subsided, leaving the chamber quiet once more. That was close, Mika said, breathing heavily. The structure, it's alive. But it doesn't want to destroy us. It wants to teach us. Test us, Ilara nodded, and we passed. Humanity survives because we face challenges head-on. That is our strength. As they explored further, they discovered star charts leading to unknown regions of space, energy conduits capable of powering entire fleets, and logs describing cosmic events that could threaten human colonies. The information was staggering, but the crew took it in steadily, understanding that every detail could mean the difference between survival and disaster. At the center of the chamber, the glowing sphere pulsed one final time, projecting a holographic map of the galaxy. Lines traced paths through dangerous regions, showing safe routes, energy sources, and hidden hazards. A small section highlighted a distant cluster of systems with immense energy readings, the same cluster that had been mentioned in the derelict ship's warnings. Ilara studied the map. This is where we must go next. Whatever is out there, we need to understand it. Humanity must be ready. The crew prepared to leave, carefully making their way back through the structure. Though exhausted, they felt a sense of accomplishment. Every trial had tested their courage, intelligence, and teamwork, and they had prevailed. The structure had acknowledged their resilience, allowing them to access knowledge that could shape the future of humanity. As the shuttle ascended from the structure, the Haven's pride followed closely. The crew looked back at the massive alien city, silent but alive with energy. It had taught them lessons of courage, adaptability, and survival, lessons that would serve them well in the trials to come. On the bridge, Ilara allowed herself a moment of reflection. This journey is far from over, she said, but we are prepared. Humanity has survived countless dangers, and we will survive this one too. The galaxy is vast and full of challenges, but we have courage, intelligence, and determination. That is what sets us apart, Mika smiled, still connected to the alien systems. And the knowledge we gained? It's more than technology. It's guidance. It's a way to ensure humanity continues, even in the face of cosmic dangers. Ilara nodded. Then we move forward. We warn the colonies. We prepare for what lies ahead. Humanity endures because we do not give up. We face the unknown together. The Haven's pride glided through the stars, battered but unbroken. Its crew wiser and stronger for the trials they had faced. The galaxy stretched out before them, vast and mysterious, filled with wonders and dangers alike. But humanity would face it with courage, guided by the lessons of those who came before and by their own indomitable spirit. And so, the journey continued, with weathered ships and brave hearts venturing into the unknown, ready to confront challenges that tested their skill, courage, and unity. The stars awaited, indifferent yet beautiful, and humanity sailed toward them, determined to endure, to learn, and to survive. The Haven's pride surged through the void, carrying knowledge that could save entire human colonies. Captain Ilara Drayton stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the distant energy readings of the mysterious star cluster revealed by the alien ship. The patterns suggested immense power, enough to disrupt whole systems if left unchecked. Humanity had faced cosmic dangers before, but this threat was larger than anything they had encountered. Captain Lieutenant Yolan said, scanning the instruments. The energy surges are increasing. If we don't act quickly, nearby colonies could be affected. Entire star systems are at risk. Lara's jaw tightened. Then we move without delay. Alert the fleet and prepare the colonies. Humanity survives when we unite, and now is the time to prove it. The ship's communications array crackled to life as messages were sent across the nearest sectors. Other weathered vessels responded, each one marked with scars from countless journeys and battles. Despite their wear, they answered the call without hesitation. Pilots, engineers, and captains had all experienced the trials of the galaxy, and their ships bore the stories of survival. Together, they formed a fleet, a united front against the unknown. Mika worked furiously in engineering, interfacing with the alien systems to better understand the energy surges. "Captain," she said, pointing at a holographic display, "these readings are unlike anything human technology can manage alone. But if we use the alien ship's guidance, we can predict the surges and navigate the storm safely." Lara nodded. "Then we follow your lead. Humanity thrives on ingenuity. Let's show the universe what we are capable of." As the fleet moved closer to the energy cluster, the dangers became apparent. Cosmic storms roared through the void, sending waves of charged particles that could cripple unprepared ships. Gravity wells twisted and shifted, pulling vessels off course. Yet the fleet moved as one, each ship compensating for the other, creating patterns of movement that minimized risk. On the bridge of the Haven's Pride, Alara gave orders with calm authority. "Adjust formation. Maintain shields at optimal levels. Yalan, monitor energy fluctuations and relay instructions to the fleet." The storm intensified. Lightning-like bursts of energy arced across space, threatening to tear ships apart. Yet, the crew of the Haven's Pride relied on both human skill and alien technology, carefully guiding their vessel through the chaos. Other ships followed, their crews coordinating through signals and shared data. Despite fear, the fleet remained united in one particularly dangerous sector. A massive surge hit a smaller vessel, its shields flickering under the pressure. Alara acted instantly. "Deploy auxiliary energy to the adjacent ships. Support them." The Haven's Pride redirected its power, stabilizing the smaller ship just as a gravitational spike threatened to pull it into the storm. The crew cheered softly as the vessel regained control. Courage, teamwork, and quick thinking had saved lives once again. Mika's fingers flew across the interface, using alien calculations to predict the next wave of energy surges. "Captain, if we follow this path, we can avoid the worst of the storm and guide the fleet safely through." Lara nodded. "Do it. We move as one. Humanity survives when we trust each other and face danger together." Hours passed in tense coordination. Each surge was stronger, each gravitational pull more treacherous than the last. Yet the fleet advanced steadily, never faltering. Scars on hulls and wear on engines reminded everyone that survival required resilience and adaptation. Ships that had faced countless battles now tested their limits in a new kind of fita. Fight against the raw forces of the universe. Amid the chaos, communication between crews strengthened bonds. Messages of encouragement, advice, and shared observation flowed freely. Stories of past journeys, sacrifices, and ingenuity reminded everyone why they fought. Humanity was not just surviving, it was learning, evolving, inspiring each other in the process. One particularly massive surge threatened the entire formation. Energy waves crackled across space, tearing at shields and engines. The Haven's Pride felt the tremor as if the storm itself sought to challenge them. Alara remained calm, issuing orders with precision. "Align shields to the energy flow. All ships follow the pattern. Trust your training and trust each other." The fleet moved like a living organism, each ship responding to the others, guided by skill, intuition, and trust. Slowly, the storm's impact lessened, the energy waves dispersing as the fleet navigated the final sectors of danger. At last, the cluster's core lay ahead, glowing with immense energy, but now within safe reach. The fleet hovered, battered but unbroken, ready to analyze and neutralize the threat. Mika activated the alien interface, projecting data across the bridge. "Captain, the energy cluster is a natural phenomenon, but it can be stabilized using controlled energy redistribution. If we can coordinate the fleet's power with this system, we can prevent further damage to nearby star systems." Lara's eyes shone with determination. Then we do it. Humanity will not be a victim of the universe. We face challenges, and we overcome them. Every colony, every ship, every life matters. The fleet formed a coordinated pattern, channeling energy through the alien systems as Mika guided them. Currents of power flowed between ships and the cluster, stabilizing surges and redirecting dangerous energy away from inhabited systems. The process was delicate, requiring precision and patience. But the crew of the Haven's Pride and their allies worked tirelessly. Hours felt like days as they balanced energy flows, adjusted shields, and coordinated movements. Every mistake could have been catastrophic, yet each correction strengthened the fleet's resolve. Humanity's determination, ingenuity, and unity became more than a strategy. They became a force that the universe itself seemed to recognize. Finally, the storm abated. Energy readings returned to normal, gravitational anomalies stabilized. The cluster's dangerous activity was under control. The fleet, though battered and worn, had succeeded. Cheers echoed through Cum's channels, but Ilara remained focused. Humanity survives, she said softly, looking at the stars. Not because of luck, but because we are united. We face danger together, we adapt, and we never give up. Mika smiled, her fingers still hovering over the interface. Captain, the alien systems worked perfectly. They were designed to test resilience, but in our hands they saved countless lives. We learned, we adapted, and we endured, Lara nodded. And that is what will carry us forward. Humanity has always survived because we work together, because we face the unknown with courage, and because we never abandoned hope. As the fleet prepared to return to human space, each ship bore the marks of the journey. Hulls were scarred, engines worn, and crews exhausted, but each member carried pride. Knowing they had faced impossible odds and prevailed, the galaxy was vast, full of dangers yet to be discovered. But humanity had proven once again that it could rise above fear and adversity. The Haven's Pride led the fleet onward, its lights cutting through the darkness of space, a symbol of human endurance. Captain Alara Drayton allowed herself a brief moment of reflection. This is only one challenge, she said. The universe is full of unknowns, but as long as we face them together, humanity will continue to thrive. We learn from the past, act in the present, and prepare for the future. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, indifferent yet beautiful. Each ship in the fleet, weathered and scarred, bore testimony to humanity's courage. Every scar told a story not of defeat but of survival. Every dent, every scratch, was a reminder that those who endure are the ones who write the future. As the fleet returned toward human colonies, Captain Alara issued a final order. Keep stations, report status, and prepare to share what we have learned. Humanity must know that unity, courage, and ingenuity are what will guide us through any darkness. And so, the fleet sailed onward, carrying hope, knowledge, and courage across the stars. Humanity had faced the storm and prevailed, proving once more that even in the vast and indifferent galaxy, their spirit was unbroken. The lessons of the past, the trials of the present, and the determination for the future would ensure that humanity not only survived but thrived. No matter what the universe had in store, the Haven's Pride led the way. A weathered ship bearing the scars of countless journeys, yet alive with the courage of those aboard it, and behind it, a fleet united by trust, skill, and determination followed.
Wow.
Ready to face whatever came next in the infinite expanse of space. The Haven's Pride sailed steadily through the calm of space, its hull battered but intact. Captain Alara Drayton stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars with a sense of quiet pride. The fleet behind them, composed of weathered ships marked by countless journeys, followed in formation. Each vessel carried crews who had faced cosmic storms, strange anomalies, and unknown dangers and had survived. Captain, Lieutenant Yalin said, "Scanning the sensors, all human colonies in the nearby sector have received our warnings. Preparations are underway. It seems our efforts have bought them time," Ilara nodded. "Time is all we can give. But with knowledge, courage, and unity, humanity can endure anything. Mika Soren leaned over a console, her fingers moving rapidly as she recorded the final logs of the alien systems they had discovered. Captain, these logs will change the way humanity explores space. Navigation, energy management, defense. We now have the tools to face the galaxy with confidence. Alara smiled, placing a hand on Mika's shoulder. And it's our responsibility to use them wisely. Knowledge is a weapon, but also a guide. We survive not just with technology, but with wisdom and courage. As the fleet approached the outer rim of human space, the crew reflected on their journey. Each ship bore scars from battles and storms. Hulls were dented, engines worn, and systems patched with ingenuity born from necessity. Yet these scars were not marks of weakness. They were symbols of endurance. Proof that humanity had faced challenges and survived. The memory of the energy cluster lingered in every mind. The cosmic storm had tested the fleet, demanding unity, precision, and bravery. They had navigated gravitational anomalies, redirected surging energy, and relied on alien technology to stabilize the threat. Every ship, every crew member had played a role in preventing catastrophe. On the bridge of the Haven's Pride, Lara reflected on the lessons they had learned. Humanity's greatest strength was not technology alone, but the courage to face danger together. Every decision, every calculated risk, had relied on trust and teamwork. She glanced at her crew, each face tired but determined. "We have endured," she said softly, "because we work as one, because we adapt, and because we never give up." Mika looked up from the console, her eyes bright with excitement. "Captain." The alien systems also recorded the histories of their people, how they faced impossible odds and failed sometimes, but also triumphed. Humanity can learn from both their mistakes and their victories. Lara nodded. "And we will. Every battle we face, every storm we navigate, we carry their lessons and our own. Humanity survives because we adapt, because we face challenges, and because we refuse to surrender." The fleet entered a bright region of space, where distant suns illuminated the void in golden hues. Colonies, once unaware of the approaching danger, now prepared to defend themselves and rebuild their systems. Humanity had survived the storm not by luck, but through determination, skill, and unity. Jalin broke the silence. "Captain, sensors indicate that the energy cluster is fully stabilized. No further threats detected. The fleets we coordinated with are reporting success as well." Lara allowed herself a small smile. "Then we have done what we set out to do. Humanity faces the unknown, and we endure. That is what defines us." The crews of the fleet began sharing stories of the journey. Tales of courage, ingenuity, and sacrifice spread across comms channels, inspiring every human colony that received the messages. Engineers spoke of repairing ships under extreme pressure. Pilots recounted daring maneuvers. And every crew member shared their experiences of working together to overcome the unimaginable. Among them, the younger crew members felt a sense of wonder. They had witnessed the strength of human spirit firsthand, learning that survival depended not only on technology, but also on bravery, intelligence, and teamwork. Mika recorded the final holographic logs from the alien systems. "Captain," she said, "these recordings will help humanity prepare for the next challenge. The galaxy is vast, and dangers are inevitable. But we now know that we can face them, learn from the past, and endure." Alara nodded, her eyes reflecting the distant glow of stars. "Humanity has always survived because we rise above fear. Every scar on our ships, every mark on our history, tells a story of courage, and we carry these stories forward." The fleet moved as one toward the nearest colony, the Haven's Pride leading the way. Its hull, weathered and scarred, glimmered in the starlight. Every dent and scratch was a symbol not of battles lost, but of battles survived. Each scar bore witness to the endurance, intelligence, and bravery of those aboard. As they approached the colony, signals of gratitude and relief flooded communications. Colonists welcomed the fleet as heroes, grateful for the warning and the knowledge that allowed them to prepare for the cosmic threat. Humanity had survived another test, but the lessons would endure far beyond this moment. Ilara addressed the crew. We have faced the unknown, and we have prevailed. But our journey does not end here. The galaxy is vast, full of wonders and dangers. We continue to explore, to learn, and to protect. Humanity's story is written in courage, and we add to it with every journey we undertake. The crew nodded, understanding the weight and the honor of their roles. They were explorers, protectors, and learners. Each mission, each challenge, was another chapter in humanity's enduring story. Mika smiled as she looked at the holographic maps and star charts. Captain, the knowledge we recovered, combined with our experience, will allow humanity to travel further and safer than ever before. We are not just survivors, we are pioneers. Ilara placed her hand on the railing, her gaze fixed on the stars. And that is what makes us human. We endure, we adapt, and we rise above any obstacle. Every scar, every challenge, every journey strengthens us. Humanity is not defined by fear, but by courage, determination, and unity. As the fleet entered the orbit of the colony, the stars seemed to shine brighter. The ships, though worn and weathered, glimmered with resilience. The crews carried knowledge, courage, and hope. They had faced the storm together, united by purpose and determination. In the central chamber of the Haven's Pride, alien systems hummed softly, as if acknowledging the crew's success. Mika recorded the final notes. They tested us, Captain. But we passed. Humanity has proven itself capable, not just of survival, but of wisdom, courage, and unity. Lara smiled, her heart swelling with pride. Then we continue. We sail onward, through the stars, with lessons learned and hope in our hearts. The universe may be vast and unpredictable, but humanity's spirit is unbreakable. We endure, we explore, and we thrive. As the fleet departed, the galaxy stretched endlessly before them. Planets, stars, and nebulae formed a canvas of beauty and mystery. Humanity had faced danger, adapted, and survived. The scars on their ships told stories of courage, endurance, and resilience. Every dent, every burn, every repair carried the mark of those who refused to give up. The Haven's Pride led the way, a weathered ship bearing the scars of countless journeys, its crew strengthened by the challenges they had overcome. Behind it, the fleet of human vessels followed, united in purpose, ready to face whatever the galaxy had in store. Captain Ilara Drayton allowed herself a moment of reflection. We are survivors, she said softly. And more than that, we are explorers. The universe may test us, but we rise. Humanity endures because we face the unknown with courage, intelligence, and unity. That is our legacy, and that is our future. The stars stretched into infinity, indifferent yet beautiful, a reminder of the challenges and wonders yet to come. Humanity had survived the storm, learned from the past, and emerged stronger. And as the fleet sailed onward, battered but unbroken, they carried a promise that no matter what lay ahead, they would endure, they would adapt, and they would continue to write their story across the stars. The Haven's Pride glimmered in the starlight, every scar a testament to human endurance, every mark a symbol of survival. The fleet followed, a beacon of hope and courage, ready to face the endless universe. Humanity had faced the unknown and triumphed. And so, their journey continued, weathered ships sailing through the galaxy, bearing the scars of countless journeys, yet alive with the unbreakable spirit of humanity. The stars awaited, and humanity, resilient and brave, moved forward to meet them.